Well, what can I say about this movie? I think it rocked. I can honestly say I didn't grow up with the Judge Dredd comic books, so this review will be entirely based on the movie. I'm going to start with the best thing about this movie, the judges. They're just so genius that they make up for all the shit that's actually in this movie. Now, don't get me wrong, I like this movie, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have its fair share of bad moments.
Me? A spy? This guy.
For example, Rob Schneider. He is by far the worst character of this movie. The only reason he's even in this is because of his comedy, and trust me when I say his comedy is really bad. He starts to get less annoying at the end, but that doesn't mean you actually get used to him. I guess he brings up a valid point in this movie, when both him and Judge Dredd are convicted wrongly of a crime they didn't commit.
I was convicted of a crime. Wrongly convicted.
Really? That's kind of weird. What are the odds? Two wrongly convicted guys sitting right next to each other.
You received the sentence the law required.
5 years just for saving my own ass? That was a mistake.
The law doesn't make mistakes.
Really? Then how do you explain what happened to you? You can't. Can you?
I like this scene because Rob Schneider is telling Dredd that there are mistakes in the law, and that Dredd has only just this moment realized that sometimes people are actually telling the truth. Also, Judge Dredd's catchphrase tends to go old really quick.
I knew you'd say that.
But he does have a few good ones now and then.
Court's adjourned. I'll be the judge of that.
The opening to this movie is one of its highlights.
In the third millennium, the world changed. Climate, nations, all were in upheaval. The earth transformed into a poisonous, scorched desert known as the Cursed Earth. Millions of people crowded into a few megacities where roving bands of street savages created violence the justice system could not control. Law as we know it collapsed. From the decay rose a new order. A society ruled by a new elite force. A force with the power to dispense both justice and punishment. They were the police, jury, and executioner all in one. They were the judges.
James Earl Jones is one of the greatest voice actors of all time, and when I heard his voice, it really said to me that this movie is going to kick some butt. Stallone's acting in this movie is kind of stale, but Judge Dredd was made in the lab, so he kind of acts like an emotionless robot most of the time, and I think it suits Stallone's performance. But like always, Sly is badass. His performance kind of reminds me of Rambo.
Does that come with a fork, Hanson? I'm telling you the law. Out here it's me. Don't push it. Don't push it, I'll give you a war you won't believe.
Next, the visuals. Now, I got a lot to say about this part because this movie is just so appealing to the eye. Emma Porteous deserves a heads up for her design of the judges' costumes. These costumes seriously kick some ass. I mean, come on, that's pretty sweet. The robot looked kind of cool with its bright eyes and its huge size. Simple, yet good. The bikes were really slick in design. You can tell they put a lot of effort into this movie in terms of its visuals. The design for Mega City wasn't too great, nothing we haven't seen before. As for the judge's gun, that was another thing which was awesome. I really liked the idea of a gun that's voice controlled. I thought it was really original.
Full auto. Rapid fire. Rapid fire. Armor piercing. Armor piercing. Double whammy. Double whammy.
I loved the theme music. Alan Silvestri composed it. You may remember him from doing the Back to the Future theme. Well, this one's fast-paced and it'll get you in the mood. Another one of its downsides is the love interest between Hershey and Dredd. It just seems unnecessary given the certain plot. It's not that I don't like Hershey's character, I mean, she's a pretty cool judge, but the chemistry between them is just a little bit unneeded. I can't help but feel the last fight scene was a little rushed, and some of the hits are obviously not making a lot of contact. I was let down at the end. I was expecting Dredd to start fighting those clones. Now, that would be cool. But for some reason, they just got left out and didn't even get an explanation to why. One minute, they're at the lab, and then the next thing you know, they're just forgotten. Now, I'm sure this is the moment you've all been waiting for. The villain. Yes. Oh my god, this guy was cool.
Why did you judge me?
You killed innocent people.
The means to an end.
You started a massacre.
I caused the revolution.
You betrayed the law.
Law! I betrayed this! Your council's experiment, which failed in you! I was your brother, your blood, your friend. Who betrayed who? When are you gonna stop being a goddamn slave and grow up?
Rico and Dredd have such a good relationship in this movie. Dredd being the super crime fighting judge, and Rico being the super judge fighting criminal. I liked the plot in this movie, about Dredd getting revenge on Rico. It made the whole movie even more watchable. Now it's time for my favorite quote. I think I gotta go with Rico expressing to Dredd about their differences in opinions in life.
The only difference between us, Joseph, is you destroyed your life to embrace the law. And I destroyed the law to embrace life.
That was some awesome writing. My final verdict on this movie is it's a must-see for comic book fans, action fans, and definitely Stallone fans. It's not his best, but it's not his worst either. I don't know why people hate this movie. I mean, look at Rotten Tomatoes. Man, is that harsh. Now, I'm not saying it's gold, but I'm not saying it's shit either. So I give it 3 out of 5 stars. Lastly, I say check it out and judge for yourself.
I am